South na wo share dia e Mothers TV abafo ntintan fidie no Facebook Mothers 102.7 FM Accra South na YouTube no so demutafa e Mothers TV Ghana wo like wo comment wo share de amame kama sani ese na efata asna PSA en confirm KASE Estate Ghana Limited womo adama anwumre womo epian amehunu dwam asomo osompa sani ese na efata kelele clothings and wo pe enter the papa dia wo pe se djudwa wo style no India for lace bi na wo pe ni na ye wo bi e wo hono me nti bra bubu na wo pe cabanis di na wo pe ni na no kaftan ye wo bi e wo hono edema wo sa so na Bright Hiring HR Consultancy and a Bright Group of Companies wo mo so adama anwumre wo mu epian yen ama ye hunu dwam ama yetumi asomo osompa se ne ese na efata our personal for a me Nana Aba Ejeba Mene.
Ya Kodie Yabwa sorry.
I was after Kaya Way and share and some no assay.
Mothers FM, yes, some pa.
Yes, our etifido a poi mantemo na Ghana Mampany His Excellency John Dramani Mahama waba entwa eno aya resetting tour and a wogusua wo ye no neni echiremu ewo etifido a poi mantemo dia wakoko du honma na e-block wo hyase se wo si the first time wo ba ese Mampany na Ghana for to no so abama nkunimdie ba ye na so 2016 omusi wo yentumi nya dwuma biom no wo mutu na ade so ya ema ne koe abre no na wa sha se esi suku adan na ene e-blocks no ebi na wo kyerese wo free aban mu no enya de obia eto aso edema no eni timprempre no mpanifo kyerese wo sa betena so die na kyerese wo discover ama suku no emprempre die wo mo etwa ehomamum na eno na dwumadie no ase no wo yen popropo wo no ewo paga Pictures awampaga autosu mienu and the chere any so edema aban se wo ma ya dia papa yes and say bana ento so kupa se paga wo mo sheda wo bi pa de wo mo sheda enni bisa e wo honom e mo obi mpo dia na chese adan no en sheda enkoye eninti no wo mo das PSA e magana Mampany and dan chen so wo san so sere se bo hye bi anso so e wo se wo mo hye no mbedis no wo mo dis titiru e wo homesua afem.
Your Excellency, I've just heard the classroom block behind you that had been burned down is in the process of being awarded a contract for renovation. I say thank you once again and thank you to the Minister of Education. Your Excellency, I humbly appeal to you through the Education Minister for the absorption of our only senior high in the traditional area as a full-fledged boarding house senior high school has many students residing in nearby rented houses as of now. And I know how you attach more importance to education, and that is why you are here. We told the Education Minister will also be here. That shows how important you attach to education. And for that reason, we appeal to you for a boarding house status of this senior high school.
Enye kokotie Charles awampaga autosu mienu enwechi na so afo hwe homesu ansam so nimunyafo Haruna Idrisu wona so de ensam tunja wo chese eba ne homesu ansam mudi a aban eda na koma so ye papa wo be hwe atoto nyama sanse free senior high school no initiative ye omode bai na aban ne guso atoto nyama dodo na nimse wo betwem na so aban yi bai na oba be hye mukina na bibi atumi akonkan eda mom titiri po se bia ne so wa bai na e-block yi wo mo aba betwa ehumemu.
But Mr. President, I'm happy to inform that under your leadership and guidance, we have completed the review of the free senior high school initiative of the previous government. And consequent to the review, Mr. President, you have taken a number of monumental decisions to safeguard and expand access to secondary education. Mr. President, to respond to the infrastructure deficit, and for many of you in Paka here, today what President Mahama is coming to do here, you at best can describe it as the democratic dividend of his return as President of the Republic of Ghana. Democratic dividend because His return gives him a unique opportunity to commission this e-block, otherwise abandoned and otherwise forgotten. But what that means is to deny these young people access to their required infrastructure. Mr. President, between 2018 and yesterday, many of these secondary schools have witnessed exponential increase in their numbers.
Oswafo awahwe humesu ansam so onimonyamfo Haruna Idrisu nene enye kokotie na ne krakra mu no pemu ankasa Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wono so ade nsem tunjo na wache se oh menua no madofo no mabusuafo madehye wo ma na omone na mekeka se oh meba free SHS metwem no wonso manimegu ase mentwemu de bi ada na mu no meba ba betire mu se ne be a double track no ebe free honom ti e-blocks no eba be sha na I remember
during the campaign, there was a devious campaign going around that when Mahama comes, he's going to cancel free SHS and all that. I can believe now that you can all see that that was all propaganda. We are rather improving the free SHS in order that the learning outcomes and the quality of education are better. Before we came into office, there was a challenge of feeding senior high school students. We have resolved that largely. The quantity and quality of food has improved. The government had no dedicated funding for free senior high school. We have come and created a dedicated continuous funding for free senior high school. And so the quality of education is getting better. But today, we're here to address a completely different issue. That is the issue of abandoned projects. We started the e-block concept. That was to expand access to secondary education, because we realized at that time that a little over 500 and something secondary schools were not enough to contain the number of children that were to be expected under the free senior high school program. So we wanted to accelerate the construction of 200 new e-blocks.
Mothers FM, yes, some pa.
Enye kokotie gonja de share otijata homa so e de praise ready His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Yanto akasia no so adesua mu biemu e Ghana man penny won monyanfo John Dramani Mahama ekopie mu na vrongo no koye no University of Development Studies akache en wo koye ni na kowie se jumedie soronko a ekoso ho dan sie se ne be school fo ho be hen wo mo no en wodi nani ekohye no na wodru school ho no en na vice chancellor emma school no e de ensem etu nani etwe eni so de ma Ghana man penny se sa jumedie e ya de be boa paye ma adesua etimi akọ enkan wode sebo e ma bayi efa adusian ne ni so ade hunu sonko a wode ma school entoaso vice chancellor Emma University of Development Studies Navrongo professor Muhammad Muniru Idrisu one ejina school na nemu empo e Ghana man penny baby adwumedien akwakodu.
And the Honorable Minister of Education was the first Minister of Education to set foot on this campus. Keep making history. Yes. Okay. You say which is the next one? The structure next to it is part of the seed money given of 10 million. Okay. We are using it to build a 2-story 6-unit lecture hall block for the students. That is expected to finish in November this year, so that the students can have access to it. It's fully finished, and because we are University of Technology and Applied Sciences, we want it to be full of technology. Yes, please.
Jumedie na se na so afọ sha adesua so e wo ho no so de nsem tu dwa wo kire empo no aban ni so de hu se wo boa ma school ntoaso empo infrastructure hodo ho nyina betimi akọ enkan wono onyafo Haruna Idrisu kase mu na kowie se Ghana man pani ene aban ote akunya kase so eye nsha hodo bebre se na ebe ya school ahodo mu a ubon se classroom enko kan ende keke ka ho nyina no wo mo de bibia egugu akwem se na ebe ya adesuafo so
Under your leadership and vision,
Ghana's institution of higher learning are benefiting from some of your interventions. 4 of these universities received your grant money from Get Fund, 10 million each. We also promise that technical universities next year will get 10 million each, 100 million for 10 of them. Mr. President, I'm also happy to announce that the National Defense University Bill, which is before you for assent, we have also given grant money of 25 million for the start of the National Defense University. So, Vice Chancellor, we are lucky to have Mr. President on your campus today. We have taken note of even your administration block. I know you have converted a laboratory to that. We'll look into that and we'll support you to complete the structure you started with Get Fund support. So, Mr. President, all this happened thanks to Get Fund interventions. Thank you.
So far was shared this year so Monya for Harina Idris ne ene koti ne krakra no Ghana man penny eso de ensem tuja wotre eni so empo ko hu ba bia pempen so edan adru ne eyade a ede aniji eba na kome mu pa eyi wo wie ene ositime mufo eto ahodo ye tuatwa nyina no eno enna online na boaboa no mudi apagya sa ade kese we ede asi ho.
Lead them because taxpayers' money has already been invested in them. This is one such project. It started in 2016. It got to a stage, and after our government left office, it was abandoned. And so, once we've come back, based on that policy of completing all abandoned projects, this is one of those that was included in the inventory. And so, money was applied, and the work is progressing again. This is a very important project for this school because it's a multi-complex science laboratory. Yeah, and so because this is a University of Applied Sciences, Technology and Applied Sciences, laboratories are very important for the teaching and learning that they do here. So we're happy that the project has commenced again, and as the Vice Chancellor assures us, it's on schedule to be handed over next year. And so from next year, they should have a first-class laboratory for teaching and learning. The Vice Chancellor also just whispered to me, they have 5 kilometers of internal roads that have not been engineered. And so the road minister is with us, the deputy road minister is with us. I'm drawing their attention, 5 kilometers, only.
Ghana man penny, when Monya for John Dramani Mahama, one no son of the same and of the 2 Jan.
Yegu switch nemu ewa entwabo Ghana man penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edi ahihye so ewa atifido appointment na kire se ena de so wo firi ha na wo kɔ ha wo firi ha na wo kɔ ha na wo hwɛ ne ekɔ enya ebe sense adwuma ne de wa kyekyɛ edi ama na so afɔ ne se wo mo enye emfa ma ne nje wo se wo no so ekɔdi ekire ne hu ne ekɔ enye ne eba eni nti ofiri suku ahoduro ni na hu no eno tisi akwantempɔ no so edi so na okopie mu dia enya twitwuliga edi kɔ de makwantempon eso na wadi nani akire mu ewo na wakwa ne de empanifo dodo na na gye ne wo force sense big push agenda ne de wo mo agye atumu aso mu se twitwe wo mo kira big push agenda yi ebae no ama akwa hodo na ye bo ne biti de ema wo mum na wo hwemu dia Dr. Abbas Mohammed Awulu one chief director ewo Ministry of Roads and Highways na wo kire say fiti bra Ghana man pani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and so for Munya for Kwame Gavins Agboja say big push you one no efiti ayemo bosome no wa fimpinu ene edwene no mu de adwuma no atoa so biti pa ama adwuma no koso yie amobibia edi ho adanse.
In fact, this is part of the big push under President John Mahama's initiative, and it started last year June. Currently, the contractor is on site. Progress is very good. When we finish this project, it will go all the way to Navrongo, and I'm sure the people here will enjoy it. We have other components of this project, and we're going to look at other accesses that connect the road project.
nye kokwetie Dr. Abbas Mohammed Awulu ne kokwetie enwachi na Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways Munafal Hassan Shaibu Suhuyini wana so ede ensem tudwa na woche mu se ade abani gusua totunye masenya beya ne hyehye no ebetumi akọ wano broni bese fast track and intimpempen de woni ensem trafo kasa na de wo mu agusua hwe tutuliga ede ko Sunday makwantempon eso esan se adwuma no ekoso wano.
Well, in fact, there is going to be an activated execution plan for the Upper East region. We have noticed that a number of the critical roads in this area are not, currently on a program. And so the intention is to activate these projects and then to ensure that the contractors that were on it either return to site or new ones with increased capacity are asked to come on board. For example, the Boku Pulmakum road, which was started by His Excellency in 2016, is back on the drawing board. And I'm very confident that His Excellency will have some good news for the people of Upper East.
Na ne kra ena Ghana Mampany His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wade ensem tu dwa na wache se wo hwa sa kwan yi a eye kwan bi a eba ne dwedie kwan pa dia edi mutintima ye papa fi se boga tanga de ko wa de ko tumuni na no wo mo nam sa kwan no so enti se wo mu guso mo ye adwuma no ebe boy papa ni na ka ho binti ena ehye big push no ase
progress of work on the Chichulga to move Chichulga Sandima Road, which are part of the big push. This road is a very important road because it links the Upper East and the Upper West regions. And so if you're going from Bolga to Wa, this is where you pass through Tumu all the way to Wa. And so the whole stretch all the way to Wa has been divided into lots and given to different contractors. But this particular lot is a lot that is being done by my firm. I remember in 2016 we tasked on for it, but we left off it. The progress came to a halt. So I'm happy that I've come back here, and this time it's under the big push. Like we said, big push are priority roads, and budgetary allocation is made every year for those roads.
Mothers FM, yes, some pa.
Ghana PSA, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, nene enikokotie.
Yeah, to akasie ne so e wa befo ntintin fidie so enye video die hini e wo hwa ye hu se sofo bi ya che no na so bi etwa na sumu fa na sun entemu no e ko wi ase etemefo akasa afa ho e ko wi ase kra ko PSA e ye nuane muslimi ne kristofo e kwa akoye sentewata bi kwa na ebe ebo wo mu ntemu wo e mankrofo bebre kra akasa adwobro bi anka na koma entu ne yem eno ena posifo e kire se papa e wode ne nsa e bo sofo na so ne nsa kan wo mo e wo makache na ensem beto odwa no na security analyst onmonyafo Paul Baatan akasa afa ho na espo wokai na sasi achi obi na aban kaba egu ne nsa ne de wonpakode ni wo kwan sa na so obi anu tumi se wo betimi di emra ahye ne nsemu enti saposifo ensa kan ne pa de wo su se ese Ghana mra ene sa wonien enidi
na yadia egu Ghana Police Service enuma sepa enti sabre enugase no edin so aka police sahene IGP enemy aba Libya so because Libya the department police ID headquarters one of our enugase simdesi no kwalne se entwe into bibia our voice no o my condemn on esi Ghana Police Headquarters mehu na America se entwe no entino ne mibusa no se na nipa na o hwe sofo na so di tumi pa no wo ya chi obi akọ Ghana si ya di headquarters otumi nya kokuduro foro na okoye ni oye no especially me say de busa say nipa no oye police ni ana say oye ordinary person onam ebi I can say oye police ni ebi so onye police ni enti e kire ya na mehu say wo mu de mfoni bi aba ko bu obi din a ya che no enti no statement of police be abana no na ibegina so say no a enti say no ye be hwese photo no no a o mo de abano eni pa na wo bo no wono ana se bia wo mu de atade bi na akɔhye bi na omo de aba na omo be kire se bia asomasi ana obenchen na yehu nu mfonyi won ne bo na ana enti se ewi ase bi church
Onwonyafo Paul Baatan ene ekotie wasa ensem krona musu enkrata every interior minister akachi aba efa posifo nsom de aba bonten se wononyafo monsa aka no no ensem e won krata ni nam ekowie se aposifo akachi aposifo endress ko e wasa ensem mu na press secretary emma interior ministry ononyafo Julius Kwame Anthony wono ene kire ensem a wononyafo eka so pesa aposifo we
have noted the background to this whole incident where some individuals were arrested for insightful statements that they have made, largely on religious basis. And then we have observed later that an individual who was under the custody of the police somehow was given access to, or on basis of somebody's acquiescence. The observations are that some civilians had access to that person. It's either someone would have actively allowed it, someone would have acquiesced, or someone would have facilitated it. It's either of those. What the minister is directing is that the police administration and effectively the Inspector General of Police looks into the circumstances that led to civilian access to an individual who is under the protection of the state. All persons who have been arrested retain their rights, and more importantly, they retain their protection from the state against other individuals who may harm them. And so the minister is directing that the circumstances that led to civilians having access to that individual be investigated.
Yes, Ambo! Mothers FM!
Onwonyafo Julius Kwame Anthony or your press secretary Emma Interior Ministry ne ene ekotie no.
Yanto so amanyosam emu mena wakase de NPP amanyoko no ede ensem trefo nhemu die ehhehye so ene awie yi na empanifo de ensem tudwa na ensem nya kokko wie se vet no ede ma national executives no aspirant no ebekoso ede amom no no Frederick Opare ansa wode ensem bi tudwa wo na national vetting committee chairman ena prempren de wode atudwa wo chemu se oh obi bia nya akomatoyem obi bia nya akomatoyem ya hye bibia na me aduma internal elections no national executives elections no ebeba so na me aduma hin mebosume no ne da etoso miensa ene da nchen so a enya obi bia hwa anim se bibia bekoso kama edi amaye dia na ye ba bebie yapono edi ato amobi aba be performs na mo no wo twemu se empanifo bi ena ma pom se vetting committee no wo mo ema betena so eni eso edwuma ema omo na ma bo ema me Cecilia Abna adapa ebre bi na on na yeso afo a wo hwa woni die nsem so wo man ganimo se ena so wo ma san so bo nyunya for Joe Gate na won so na former railway development minister ewo oman emu yentie ensem a Frederick Opare ansa editudwa.
The committee has established a national vetting committee chaired by Honorable Cecilia Abinadapa. The other members are Honorable Papa Owusu Ankoma, Honorable Salifu Said, Ambassador Bafo J. Bawa, Honorable Elizabeth Ohene, Honorable Osei Prempe, Joyce Opoku Boating, and Arnold Boating, with Evans Nimako serving as the secretary to the vetting committee. The vetting committee will be responsible for vetting all aspirants. Where it determines that an aspirant does not satisfy the eligibility requirements for election as a national officer, it may recommend the disqualification of that aspirant.
Enya ekokotie ra Frederick Opare ansa na ne ekokotie na enu achi na osanso editudwa say na me aduma hin me Osanabosumi ewo mu yin de to so edu enson ekosi ni de to so edu nu e na vet no na hyese ye bie mu se obi ama me fa the forms obefa forms ni na vet ni tumi akoso biom dia na hyese vet de betena e be hyase Osanabosumi no de to so eduasa ba ko 31st August e kosi September 3rd no matena se na bibia atumi akonkan na wo mu a qualification no wo betwem edi nkunim no e no so be koso September 5th na etumi edomu so wo mu din ababeto
follows. For the national chairmanship position, it's 50,000 Ghana cedis. For vice chairpersons, 30,000 Ghana cedis. For the general secretary position, 25,000 Ghana cedis. All other positions, 10,000 Ghana cedis, with a special consideration for the special wings. Nasara, women and youth paying 8,000 Ghana cedis. Payment for nomination forms will be accepted in cash or by cash check at the National Headquarters at Asylum Dam. Upon payment of the prescribed fee, the aspirant will be issued with an official receipt, upon presentation of which the appropriate nomination form will be issued. Nomination forms may also be downloaded from the party's website. However, an aspirant who downloads the form must still pay the prescribed nomination fee in cash or by check and obtain an official receipt before the completed form can be accepted for filing. We encourage all prospective aspirants to ensure that payments are made only through the officially designated process and that they obtain and retain their official receipts.
Na ne krakra mu no na wache mu se wo bibia ba befa form sibia na ebo obebetua se wo ba for national chairman dia enya obetua 50,000 Ghana cedis. So as na first vice chairperson, general secretary, one ebetua 30,000 and 25,000. First vice need to 30,000. Now general secretary so 25,000. Now another chance and kai so there one ebetua 10,000. Wa baka si answer so enfama obi anso so no na chese no youth national youth organizer and a women's organizer and a Nasara for so there 8,000 and ye de mamo yentin sema Frederick Opare ansa editudwa
must apply equally to everyone. I wish to draw particular attention to the election timetable. The process begins next week from the 17th to the 22nd of August 2026 will be opening and closing of nominations. From the 23rd to the 27th of August will be for filing of nomination forms. The 31st of August to 3rd September will be for vetting of aspirants. On the 5th of September, which happens to be my birthday, we will publish the vetting results. On the 6th and 7th of September, will be open for appeals. 10th September, we expect the National Executive Committee and the National Council of the party who have the ultimate responsibility of approving these aspirants, and the process will have a meeting to seal the deal. We hope to issue the notice of poll on the 14th of September, and on the 3rd of October 2026, the election proper will be held.
Mothers FM, yes, some pa.
Ora Frederick Opare ansa nene enye kokotie ye no na chese bibia e de pefe se sisi ano womo ebiemu womo emra emefa forms no na me ya aduma e da womo ahyede ato no na 17th August e kosi 20th August no bra befa forms na chese enyimanimi ya na watwi ye mu se ekwa na wie ye ya na ba befa forms no kama she na he say 50,000 no watam aka koje forms enkrata I was afraid Bejina so a try who tiawa, Ajiabua for Enkrato, Ede Ama. When also, my Guswanka was say, Mother's TV, Yagusua do, and Yagusua Eka was say, a dear, ya call a different satellites, so that's your tray and crabatim. Aha, and no, always best Maris Cane, who decode no, na BBA to me a conkai, amano to me at Mother's TV no, Nasa always cane dear, Nani Nako Korean say, a dear frequency no, Wobber 12303 ede ashemu ewo ho ede amame afi symbol rate no now with the 27500 ashemu kama ede amame polarization no horizontal position no now with the atoso dish no na wadane no kama ede ato 26 degrees east and at 27 degrees east na bibia akoso ye kama Arabsat BADR8 Arabsat BADR8 and no satellite as you say was so na bibia atomu clear ede ama wo kama
Mamintu aso na yenko Bright Hiring HR Consultancy and Bright Group of Companies say dan day na besinia say dia na dwumeko ye ka kire omo so mo penkrofo no makwa ye adwuma ewo Abu Dhabi no Dubai kuronim na wokwa adwuma akwa ensika wo mpa emprempren dia omo pe bambofo ma ene mema ene omo pe wo mo na bosome akatua no 2000 ekopem 3000 enya o my Ghana esika bia da bi Dubai fo sika na sa unya akonya no so otimi car accommodation the amount transportation medical insurance resident permit security allowances uniform provided and the care ka hu nyina no so be boa pa eno ntima men kan fuma say entena fie fa won sa en show dem fem na en sorry anopa no afre na mama mi kan koto aduane minye bi maw enu nti fa akonya wei na kokro performance ko ye adwuma pesika brefie se ne be ya wo so nsa betimi akowa no na face to face interview no ekoso e bekoso bosua e wo mi ne da etoso edunum ekopem edu ngoche eso 15th ekopem 18th August e ne bekoso anopa no ngoche ne afiti ase wo ba wafade enya official se de wo ko officer akwa ye adwuma eno e na hyebra Pacho nkosha kabane sret ye hia wo ho nkosha kabane sret moduku bia wo yo ba no wanim kam watwi pon CB no ato ano lip gloss bi no ato be ma so anu attack in na wo shoe no ho wa polish na just ye show ani ehu anim ewo mu aha wo Malam Junction omo ben very much total filling station in Chehwa eno omo wo fresh number we number jo so 053908136 053908136 na ne nkoto to ano ensemfo na nya ade a eden enti fan show team se make ekura hwa ne ankofa me da bi wo de ekọ ne ntoto ano ye bi sa se adwuma no eye ade a wo betimi aye afe yenkwai ne yankopoma de ne ekodia North Connection di more bus stop na yejina so de na nim say kelele clothing akache na yeko say African print ne de kan wudini fabric ahodo bi apebia o makachi ebi wo ho eno ntomen kafma wo say bia na wo de traditional marriage bi na aba ye wo pekenta wo do bi na pempam wo ni star bi akra wo trim wo de ekokọ no mo kwatena say me pese me yese ni say dan pese me same ho say wa afade and on be fa hu ni na ye bibia won say wugina wo na so pa bia na wo so ko program bi unya tade kra nse fa ko dan kelele clothing no mo na so ho ofe entim enko enkan from 05418492257 and I say 02068 866-697. One more North Kaneshi, the more bus stop or na kelele clothing ewo. Bia na wo de uni krapumpuni mante ma say. Na so wo share our mother's TV sas na wutie so dia. Wo fa car de besi Kaneshi. Na frɛ wo mo. Won betcho mechira kwan na wo so akọ no aho ofene so. Etimi akonka. Me ho mekase ne so na ye ndi aboafo nkrato ye basisia.
Kelele clothing. Me mama kwaba. Yeni yetimi ma wa ho fedanso. Ewa wontade shemu. Esan say, yewa fabrics are so to nyine bi wa ha. African print. Kelele clothing die. Yesan so pam the show. Come on. Ye pam e mane mema kaftan. Corset, agbada, e mane mema die nyina. Embroidery, bubu. Suit kaftan, political suit nina, ye pembi waha, ye kwan ewa North Kaneshi Demold bus stop, and now dear friend, ewa 0541-849-257, and now 0268-866-697.
Adishmaima, KASE3 Ghana Limited. Ye Jumakubia, Yesi Dine Ton Dine, Eton Sase Krujia, Mansubia Nihu, Wutoyan Sasibia, Abaya Wudia forever and ever. Wabusian Dachinti, Enunti, KASE3 say, Tia 10% pay, na Feshasie, Usi Dino, na Uchani Kakra, KASE3 in Kwane won Sasi with the whole Ghana. Ya won Sasi be wa Greater Accra, baby to say, Atoman, Kofi Donko, Imam Pehia, Danjra, Kaswa Obom, Dodowa, Kofi Kwe, Ayete Kote, Wager, Broadcasting, Ani Bebre, Sayakwa Central Region in Sua, Cape Coast, Ayensudo, J. Krodia, Portain, Gumwa Kwe Krum, Yankwa Eastern Region, Ensawam, Kwasinyako, Afram Krum, Afayentufa, Nayanko Northern Region, you will be Watamale, Nyampala, and Sasano Bay, UDS Campus, and Watamale Kumasa Kwanso, Yesansu Executive Wanzo, the other Chromo Pair. Now, what sounds super? Assassin Yantam, and ya clear and a fua. You will be with the whole Ghana. And on Tishu Yakwai, I was the main office, Accra, Tessano, Yani Ghana Telecom University, and our police training school, and a Dijanimu. Wakaswa Malam Quantum Ponoso, a month from Yani Resurrection, sorry, a Dijanimu. Now, Yakwa Amasama Iswa, opposite the Central Marks. Wo Amasamaiwa, or Bakrowa office, no, I was site to Hope. Afei Ashaiman, Yane Lorry Station, and a dish anymore. Freying 0302 963740. Ebim 0302 963740. KASE3 Ghana Limited. Yenti Usubet Mies Sidai.
Share your mothers 102.7 hona wutie ye and I will share a free mothers TV abefun tinten video ni so Facebook mothers 102.7 Accra and semno bebre and I ya consider enkoma kelele clothing saso and a KASE3 Ghana yentu akasia no so ne fi ni enchemu enkna ye drew enkna dia tema mayor and e ka say tema wudru ho community 1 ye na ye ka say the mayor 829 ekwo no dwumede bi ekoso edan ne yesi ewo ho a wo kire se nebo Andrew Sefi so mo 7 days se ade no mo ye no munjai ya bo mo abo wo munjai enu nti enna wo mo esi edan no contractioner so mo sa contractor no eye TDC construction omo na kire se tema meyo kire so mo nkura permit no enu nti enu aba next one wo kai na se tema Metropolitan Assembly enne mo permit dia wonu a wona da eyetema pumpuni anono enya ade asage medie wo ano tumi bi anase wode tumi bi ahye omunsem eno nti enoka kire omuso omunjai nenso eda enso na so bepem nei omuguso a eye ejuma eno nti eno ne mpanyifo tutu omanamo ede ba ho na ene wakoye na eye ade a na epa ni behwepa eyie wo kire se dwumedie na ekoso ne wo mu se obeye madwen se ya bedwuma bi eno mo ye de na ese nam se sa atsan ne hye ne nsanko ade wo mutumi so buso omo se permit no ewo hefa eno eni ensema wonmonyamfo ebi bright edituja.
Days ago you sent a petition to my office laying out your concerns about several developments within your enclave. You also asked me to please step in to cause a session of mediation between yourselves and TDC to discuss the details around the construction. Now, I reviewed that, but interestingly, as the mayor of the city, as the chairperson of the Special Planning Committee, with the power vested in me to examine and permit any development activity, fiscal development within the metropolis, as an assembly, we were not aware or in any permitting processes for any fiscal development of this nature. Now, that is a crime under the law. So I'm not here only in response to your petition, but also in response to being minded that such an activity is ongoing.
Eni ekokotie tema meya onmonyamfo ebi bright ni ekoti na no si ya pe ena pani awoda TDC managing director so the ensem to ja watch say and some assembly the ababonti or more tres or more and not and so such media no munja no enya dia eye no kore no monka hu such media mu fiti asem kwanya enenie ne nkyerem wo de ba ye eni
asema wo ho a edi ye nyina be pie ha no pay ni se aban adwuma na ye TDC ya stati eye adwuma ye di nyama bebre atutu table no so se ye ba be ye mputu adwuma ye be body infrastructure among them no ye ahasi ye be body office nti ya call all the be say ye bia ye from Ministry of Finance aba Ministry of Works and Housing aba PPA abedu bebre ye do say ya call through all the procurement processes adwuma no start ya ana TMA4 omucho letter maye say ye produce nyama binumu ene ye cho letter mo back say nyama na mo si ye produce nu ye ni mu ewo agreement ye ni wu agreement bi wo property sa wo nyina ye nji weto bia wo hia sase a wo ba ye nchen ana wo trauma ya na ye de sase na mo free ye nji wo hwe ne sa susu na ye susu ye sidan a wo susu ntumi be permit that agreement no ewo ye ntem for a very long time, over 30 years. Over 30
102.7 TDC Managing Director Wonmonya for Courage Makafui Nunepeku Nene Enye Kotie Yen.
Yanto so ewa apomodin ensam emu na me no kase di asua hwe awe apomodin ensam eso empempren e de enkyeremu bia babeto edwa de ama adehye ni na kakowye mu se enye edwo ba ko a ayarefo dodo na titi wo mo HIV emwa ne wo mogye mu no wo mo de ebo mo ho ban na wo mutumi enini che no antiretroviral medicine no empempren penifo che mu se akra dodo na aba bedu o manga ne mu se na so aka ewote mapotonom si ebeyi ediamom no akakọ ebuachi bi edin na eno ene ho nsem ayededwa amafo do na bekwa yaresabia no womu enya enwani bi ennom emfa ente womu hoto so embo womu ebrase ne se ne efata na eno na mpempen die owura Tony Goodman wono ye kasamafo de ma asoye wo hwese eyade asoye na mpempen womu gusua egu ehyehyeye so a womu say wombe yi enwo no efri potonom ediaba no modi bia ba hyehyehye ewa yaresabia hodo mu sene be ya ayarefo ne ba wometumi enya enwo ni bi anamanya se asoye na ete hokwa na mom no womutu eho anamom.
We have stock in town. It's in various designated health facilities. We have gone through the routine process of procuring these antiretroviral, and they are in country currently going through the formalities at the port to be cleared. We know that the medication that got expired in 2023, actually, 2024. So we believe that the information put out by the network wasn't from a position of well-informed decision or informed decision. Maybe they didn't know. So we met them and told them this. And I think that it's important for us to do as a ministry.
Na enkyeremu abadia na kyerɛ sɛ ensem foforomu wapomoden nsem honom na asoafo na nkasa onimonyafo kwabena minta akando ene anesefo nso so edi nhyiemu ene ye coalition of unemployed nurses na sisi na omusika no womo ya form adwuma ma yentwi omoka no so empempe ye tia dodo na eka na kyerɛ sɛ empempe de atadwufo anesefo no atedenne omo ataso ayema ayededede na wasa enhyiemu die na ase no ena asoafo edi tidwa sɛ aban no gusua eyenhye se anesefo a womu wofie a womu enya adwuma enye no yebefo womu dodo na yatumi ama womu adwuma na womu aye na so wochemu se womu ayeba befo womu nso aban ehye se obi bia yebe post no by August 20th 2026 hwe se bia yedo betu bia no kwana kwa ye adwuma no wankwa ye adwuma ne dia kan hu se wudi no krabasam ebetwam age frimu na yetwam so dia na nuachi na aban no ebefa anesfo foforo nti obi bia aye positive bia no kwana kwa ye adwuma no na sana abosome no na de to so eduonu esipe na se won koye dia kan hu se odwuma no abowa anesa.
Concluded on the recruitment of about 8,000 of health professionals. Over the years, it was restricted to nurses and midwives. And so this time around, in the 2026 recruitment, what we have done is that we are giving almost every cadre some quota. And those who have not reported, with the greatest of respect, they must report before or on 20th of this month. If you don't go after 20th, it means that you will not go, and you may forfeit that opportunity. Till I had financial clearance before we started doing that. And so those who reported early have even gotten their salary. So we're not going to pile any arrears this time around.
Mothers FM, yes, some pa.
Ntiyama ebi enkem intini hwe no hunu say 20th August wan kwa adwuma na kire say adwuma no pa na won pe wonko nti say wadwuma ye wetwa odin afim
yanko edwadie mu ne afie ni nchemu ewutu senya East Impesua so ka so nimpotemu ene Municipal Security Council Fort Hungumonten so na ene wo mu ato ade e wo kwan ho ni nobu o so ne de ni kwan ho na so age shop ena afi why standing so ba ekwan baby esetimfo enante no ehwo enu abo eyesisia bi ewo ho eno na mpanyifo to Hungumonten so komo mo won ni say ya ka mumfi ye one day 1 1 day 2 1 day 3 day ni ebejure gu na efi asesi ejuri gu a mamo ntenetene mo nsa enko kire aban ne so na sa ensemi Municipal Chief Executive Emma eye wutu senya East Impesua so 182
There has been concerns over congestion on our roads from Kaswa to Ofako main road. Now, Osha congestion from the dear friend my child Ekopim Columba Junction. This stretch of less than a kilometer and now 500 meters. It's Mima Ashenka 40 there 1 hour and even more. Say Omu Chikana. And the underlining cause ni ejadefo omo ashomu dwanina aba kwane so this has become like a security threat to us, and so at NewSec meeting we discussed this, and then the decongestion exercise ever follow up, and so ahead of our decongestion exercise, and in order not to give them the opportunity say oh omo boy amanye ti wa no mobile no aside timelines at that moment, today we have led NewSec to come and then inform them bako that between now, anytime yebeshe exercise national, it will be in their interest. So well, to be honest with you, eviction notice, time, 21 days first, 21 days second, 21 days third. From today, Yabom Kopo said the next activity even after today's cordial and friendly engagement is a decongestion exercise.
Onmonya Fuano si ya pe and Municipal Security Council penny for Sasso Divisional Police Commander and penny for Mokao almost so Eddie and Sam say and a tuja.
Our security services, yabe contributing men, yabe ensure say Bibia say na Bibiatime kwa ye wa hanom no. Yabe will come with all the men, the logistics, everything. Yabe bua ama jumana kwa suyi.
Usha yewa accesses ewo bibia yefa nyina ena edwadifo no omo take the accesses almost everywhere. Ama traffic abakum. Nti as the officer in charge of special planning no. E was say yehwe na obia nko bibia e was say owo. Na obia ntimi nko bibia. We will be able to cut travel time when we are able to achieve this.
Notice in the amount that every na crowd ejima ye mom we catch us every you want you. Ti akonya ya bai say ya catch up that no omundi super pepe. Person ya so bia bibiara. One more day said now to see every Friday there. There's a young man ko. Da ye baba be there ye wo bia money.
Mothers FM. Yes, some pa.
We ne enkrofo a wo ne eye MC yati Hungumonten so wutu senya East Impesua so ka so an empotemo eye Divisional Police Commander and na afa Municipal Security Council empanyim for monsem enetie ye no.
Yago search na mo awa dwedie ensem emudia enya dwedifo awo mo ewo enchi wo anren kropo mu wo eye atoye etifi mantem emprempren wo mo de ebufuo ena ekasa ede kire empanifo che se enchi edwakase wo mo di emudwa na emprempren no ya baba dwiri wo mo store ni na ede efiri honom esan se honom eye bia ya Ghana ban eyi ede si wo se obe 24-hour economy market no ede ama wo mo na emprempren empanifo dwiri wo mo dan no ena mo so to ni negu no ehfa poten eno mo konkotena eni wo mudwa edwadifo nsem sei eno mo ditu dwa
ya wo mo di amaye nsu otompa awon ya tachemba ase awon ya tacha wo man fere nso amaye
eni bi eko bi eto no ko eni bi eto ne ma wo no bi na ni o wo ba mi wo bi a so be oposo wo be mama ne be bi e because you be a
bi na to nya ma be nya bi adi ya di ahwe na na no no ene ko ana ehwehwe de ya ma pamedi a ya ba pamedi na ese bi nya ba bi se ba pamedi na no ya pame a se be didi o ya ba ya nya ba bi ntena ya kwa wei ya kwa hes na ya sa ya ti ya na ma so ya ke be do no bia boni dabre aha media se si o mo ka se ha se ni no mba ju ti pe ya kwa tena fa se si ame ba ni sha ni ti fie me nya he na nta na mda be ni ti se mbetena da bia ma na point be se mbetena
Weye edwadifo ensem bia o mo ditu dwa eno achi eno ni monyanfo Oscar Ofori Labi won na ma
mo no ene ni ayepe
wono so ede ensem atu dwa na wo kire se nya omo ye nyina no eye edwadifo no wo mo ye die mu a enti ena wo mo eye sa na mom na assembly no ebe hwe atoto nyema amom bia baby kakra bi akakotena eye animanim ya no na 24-hour market ni ewie a yetumi am obi bia baby pa atena
yesumo mo no ene ni ayepese ye no egba buade a na yesumo mo sei enye ye ni ayepe eye ni omo ebe mo asetre mu yedie ahehan no eno na wo say ye priority ti meni assembly no ebehia na ye de nema agu akwan so na ya hwese omo ayapon mo no ombenya ba bi asabi nsuo awia ombenya sheda ebe brown
Oni monyanfo Oscar Ofori Labi ne ene kokontie ma shebe de mama fo wo mo ewo awren abato won peswa so
yenko we kase no ewo dwadie mu na Ghana Women and Youth Employment and Social cohesion bi akoso jumedie na se no mpanyimfo ato adwen se ne ebe ya won be create jobs ama emma ene emmebu na se jumedie be bie ede ama emma titru ena emmebu no na eno ena CBG Bank ena Social Investment Fund for omo ina akoben komdo omo nsa hye nkrata se 3000 emma ena mebu na se de adwuma no won be bie se ne be obi abenya adwuma ni bi aye jumedie na no penyi a won na da CBG Bank no waden sem to dwa wo kire hia ehinia se enemre de ema ye ni be kom pa eye titiw ni oba okọ eba ne kire se wono so ye adwuma obanya adwuma de a na enso ha emebu no so ensna fie ensresre endi enu nti na sadwen komienu yi ede esi omenu se won bebie enwuma ama ema ene mebu no enya biaye
25% advance will support approximately 800 beneficiaries. CBG is committed to a transparent beneficial selection process, sound credit appraisal, timely disbursement, and diligent monitoring. Business development services and financial literacy training will also help beneficiaries use the financing responsibly and strengthen their enterprises. We thank the government of Ghana, the African Development Bank, and SIF. Today we open a pathway for thousands of Ghanaian women and young people to grow their business, create jobs, improve their livelihood. In CBG, we are ready to deliver.
Nano si ya pa na Ora Abbas Adam no Chief Executive Officer Emma SIF wono so research media esomo inako benkrum dia anamonto a edikan na bebre so na we chebeboa Emma ene mabunu
$1 million of the 71 million is supposed to be used to finance women and youth-led MSMEs. And 3 financial institutions have been shortlisted: the GCB, the CBG, and the Apex Bank. Of all the three, I'm happy to say that it is CBG that has more or less put us together and get us to be signing the on-lending agreement. That is testament to the importance and the seriousness you attach to this particular project. Even though the project has a lifespan of about 3 to 4 years, if you are able to achieve the results earlier, you draw down earlier. So there is a possibility of even drawing all the 5 million allocated to CBG. It could even be more.
Mothers FM, yes, some pa.
Wada medikasi and besi has say as that enkoma semu for abena fokuo jabwa sasne producer egetina PCR ganyo ene meku ede kwa be fontinten fidie ne so sasna MCR so eyempanyifo boaye na nomode to eyetie hwen eso ekwi yakode jabwa sare enimidi mene
Nana Aba Echiba. As the PSA soon confirm a KASE3 Ghana Limited, Kelele Clothing, and of a Bright Hiring HR and Consultancy in a Bright Hiring group of companies. So I'm a soyasin EPIA and anyway. Yes, sorry. So I'm a DJ Flex. What's it? What the drum ever better was so come on, send your set. If I send because some of you know, and that's a bridge, yeah, cram.